you that's going to really build in their mind how long they retain an associate and how long that they retain with
Absolutely. You know, first of all, it's an honor to be up here today. You know, I used to be a personal trainer, and I was working for wages. And Jim Rome's other development specialists that we all do look up to say, profits are better. That's the opportunity that we have here with free. And you know, I was really thinking about what the meeting and all the activity, all the training we really
comes down to, it boils down to the bill. And we have this opportunity within this wonderful company to write business and to walk away with a 6-figure residual income. Who wants to do that? Because, you know, as a person, I didn't have that opportunity. I know how it feels to grow. You know, I know how it feels. I know how it feels to have the car repossessed and all of that. And this prepaid legal has changed my life and so many others. Now, I really think that this is where the rubber meets the road. Selling a good membership and recruiting people correctly right at the point of sale. So we thought that a good way to really drive the point home was to have some do's and don'ts of that whole process. What do you do? What do you not do? And we're going to have some skips and make it kind of fun and memorable. I think because if we do that, it'll really drive it home, and you all won't forget this when we're out in the trenches every day. So, number one, do this here. Still getting hanging us still. First of all, we have to be passionate. Okay? Number one, be passionate. People buy us, right? They buy us, and if we're not passionate about what we're doing, it's easy to be passionate about prepaid legal services. We are changing lives. Be passionate about what we do. Use the membership. This passion, you know, people are going to see right through you if you're not passionate. Number one, be passionate, okay? And number two, don't overpromise. Now these go together because as we become real passionate prepaid legal associates, what can we do? We can overpromise, okay? The service is incredible, and it's going to do what it's going to do, and the value of the service is unbelievable. So we don't have to get so passionate that we overpromise at the point of sale. Oh, you know, it's going to do everything. Okay, it's going to do everything. Okay, harness that passion and direct it toward letting them understand the new member what it's going to mean by using the membership and not overpromising. Because what happens is if you overpromise, it can come right back at you. Okay, if it doesn't, if they wanted to do everything and it doesn't, okay, it'll come right back at you.
I don't really, so not to cut you off, Randy, but I don't really understand because it does everything. Everything.
Dude, you know, you were telling me about that dent in your car? Done. Just get a membership, it's done. Go get your dent fixed. The dent will be fixed? Dude. You have the mechanics come Dude, let me tell you. Dude, this is your lucky day, brother. You're at the right place at the right time, dog. Right? Dude, I'm so jacked right now. I never even heard anything like this before. Let me tell you about all these things that it does. I mean, if you have skin issues, this membership, dude, I'm telling you, it's incredible. Let me just say, here's what happens. We have these law firms and all these law firms where we pay them everything whenever you need stuff. For anything you need, you just pick up the phone and you talk to a lawyer. At 2 o'clock in the morning, you talk to a lawyer. You haven't talked to a lawyer until 5 o'clock? No, not at 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, anything, man. So I can, oh yeah, if I'm getting the bill, I can call it and do all the work. Nice. You need it right now? Yeah. That'd be great. Get my phone. All right, let's do it. Good. Right now. All right, let's talk right now. What else you got? You got any other problems? Yeah, I got several problems. Those who know me, right? You ever got a speeding ticket? Yeah. Never again. So I was proud. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Have you got one lately? You guys.
Y'all all know what we're talking about because if we haven't done it ourselves, we've heard someone else do it, yes? Yes? And it makes it harder for everyone if we overdo it.
And overdoing it for us, especially young people, we're excited about what we're doing. Aren't we excited about what we're doing? Yeah! Okay, there we go. We don't want to overpromise because then it sets expectations so high that they really believe everything. Remember this, guys, jot this down. Your prospects will hear what they want to hear. They don't need any help. They don't need any help. So when we start talking about that, we talk about, how do people properly sell memberships? Now, there's a lot of controversy here, and we understand that different organizations do things differently. But we truly believe that it's much easier to be able to sell down than it is to sell up. Why not let your prospect know the most comprehensive option that they could have available to them to protect their families? Why not start there? I mean, if we're being real and we're being direct, whenever we look at things and they give you sort of like a basic and a medium and a double dog top secret platinum edition, which one do we want? I like the double dog Texas thing, huh? Which one do we want? We want the platinum, right? So why not start there? And if people give you objections or they have concerns or something, then you can say, no worries, we've got a plan that has a little bit of stuff taken out that may not pertain to you. Let me share that with you. Oh, you're not worried about identity theft protection? You're a little strange, but we have something that's a little less for you there. You see what I mean? We can kind of go down. Versus starting small and trying to sell up. Extremely difficult to do that. Number 4, goes right along with it. Don't sell more than the member can afford. We learn about objection overcoming, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. People say, never listen to that objection. Never take an objection. Always overcome an objection. Know your objections, right? We've been taught that. Any sales teaches knowing how to overcome objections. I do agree with that. However, I don't agree that when people start telling you they can't afford something, that you immediately start telling them, you can't afford not to have this.
Wow.
Y'all laughing because you know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, we can't do that. We have to listen to our prospects.
And preparation is absolutely key. Being prepared is really everything. Imagine if Donald Trump, went to $1 million deals unprepared. That's ridiculous, right? Because it just doesn't happen. Or what if, the United States of America, what if we went to war to defend our country and we didn't have a battle plan? And so being prepared means, obviously, you have the proper applications, you have the tools, the flip chart, DVDs, you have a pen. How many times you see people, or maybe we've all done it too, some of us have done it. You go to a presentation without a pen to fill out the application. So being prepared, and it's even on a deeper level, setting the intention, right? Start with the end in mind, that you are going to sign this person up as you're walking to the coffee shop. Setting that intention is still preparation, So again, that intention that you're going to enroll this person.
And it never ceases to amaze me as we're out field training people, how, people have the right intention. All of our hearts are right. We all want to build that multi-million-dollar business. We know that we've got a great product. We understand the potential of what we have. But you got to have the investment if you're going to reap the benefits, right? If people invest in something, what do they expect back? Return on their investment, right? But you have to give in order to receive. Well, if you talk about preparation, guys, if we are going to share our opportunity to build businesses, if we are going to share our product to protect families, we've got to know our product. How do you market something that you don't understand, right? And that begins with preparation, understanding it yourself, reading the kit when it shows up in the mail when you get started. So many people haven't even opened it, and yet they're out trying to talk about it just because they're excited. It's great to be excited, but you want to make sure that you have prepared, and then you have someone else that is even more prepared and experienced and be able to share this
You know, this is, folks, again, all this stuff, this is where the rubber meets the road. You know, I mean, we go build big organizations, but if everyone isn't contributing and selling their memberships and being players qualified by doing these activities, okay, then again, what's the point? You know, I mean, I might as well just go back to personal training, right? Again, it's all, this is where the rubber meets the road. And so there's also a fine line when you're in this interaction with prospects, okay, whether it's selling membership and or recruiting, okay? Not being, insistent, but being persistent, okay? Again, you know, we've all done it. We're guilty of it at times, okay? And again, that's how I know this so well, because sometimes I have a tendency to be persistent. Darn, sign up, right? But again, if not, we've seen people do it, right? So there's a fine line between that, and a lot of that is objection handling, okay? A lot of that is in understanding that, look, it's just a matter of educating the person further. And by the way, not everybody's going to purchase a membership. It's just, it is what it is. I think those people are crazy, or Jim Olsen says cuckoo, right? But that's the name of the game, okay? And so don't waste time convincing either. Okay, we're in a sorting business, not necessarily a convincing business. I know that it's hard because we believe so much. But all of this, again, you can handle all of these last two things I just went over with one simple thing. Feel, felt, found. Feel, felt, found.
I want to talk to you about membership. We're just going to give you a quick example here of what we mean. And we understand, by the way, some of this stuff is extremely basic, but it's the basic blocking and tackling like you hear about Tony talking about all the time for us. You got to have the basics down if you're going to get to the Super Bowl. Just like Dave Sewell always talks about, you don't bring a Pee Wee League coach in for the big leagues, but you started at Pee Wee, then you worked your way up into the big leagues. So we're going to do a quick little example for you here of what we have both experienced over time.
How you doing?
Hi, how are you, man?
Good to see you. So, anyway, as I was saying earlier, this legal service is unbelievable, okay? And, you know, it does a lot, right? Phone consultation, letters.
I really want to save you some time when we're friends and stuff, but right now, you know, I've been out of work for the last few months. I just can't afford anything really right now. So, I mean, I believe you know, it's nothing off you. Right now, it's just,
well, just pay attention. You understand that this membership can help you save money. And
what money?
Well, look, if you don't change what you're doing, nothing's going to change.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, I understand.
Just right now, you know, I mean, contract review, wills, unit life, don't.
I got nothing to say. And besides that, you know, I gotta talk to my wife anyway about doing stuff like this. I don't, you know, it's not something I usually do.
Is that talk to your wife?
Yeah, we do those things together, you know, make those kinds of
This is $1 a day, bro. I mean, when you go buy a Snickers bar or a bottle of water, do you have to check with your wife? I mean, where's the pin?
Yeah, you know, we don't really have time right now. I'm working on getting my job and stuff like that. I get you, whatever, you know, poke fun at me. That's cool.
Well, speeding tickets, and you know, think about that. If your wife is gonna, you know, love it when you come home and say, "Honey, I got the speeding ticket." She's not gonna get rid of that Shelby Cobra that you just got.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And I really don't have time for this right now. I really don't. But
That's another reason why you should be. Because you don't have time. And this is going to help you get time. The membership is going to save you time when you're fighting those speeding tickets, right? The trainers go to court for you. You're able to be there. And then the opportunity gives you to start.
Thank you. Not for me.
You all see what happened? We're fighting, okay?
Guys, yep. Come on. We've all seen that, have we not?
Yeah.
Now here's the issue, like we're trying to have a little fun here, okay? But we know we have all seen stuff like in the field, and that's the stuff that pollutes. It pollutes the marketplace. Because if a guy like me in this example that we just did really was down on his luck right now, but I really liked the product. I really liked Lynn. He's a Okay looking guy. But I really liked him. Had he handled that differently, when I get back on my feet again, if I really saw that value, who am I going to call? Now who am I going to call? This guy says me. That's good. So feel felt found made that whole situation go a lot differently. Right? The same objection. Right? Same objection. Money. Right, Jason? That's right. Same objection, money. Well, that's okay, I understand. You know, I used to feel that way too. I totally understand where you're coming from. We've had, many of us, everybody who's great and successful has had money challenges along the way. But, those same people that have had money challenges that are now successful also understand the power of attorneys and using attorneys in the right situation, okay, when we need to. Okay? And so, again, feel, felt, found turns the whole thing around. Okay? It's classic How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. By the way, write that book down. Crucial book. Okay? Changed my whole way of thinking. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. So, asking for referrals. Okay? Asking for referrals, even if the situation went the way it did, okay, and I didn't use feel, felt, found, and I was pushed. I could have still asked for referrals, and out of sympathy, probably, he may have given me some referrals. And referrals, it's a way to, it's a way to basically never run out of leads, right? Absolutely, guys. This is a default. This is a great nugget right here for everybody because nobody's comfortable with no, right? Like it's hard. It's like rejection. We don't like hearing no. But let me just share with you something that was pivotal for our business was when we learned what to say when somebody said no. Not just tuck your tail, walk away, or not get defensive and bow up and come up with all those objections and overcome it, trying to be really consistent, but what to say. And it's so awesome. I just agree, so I'm listening, I hear what they say, whether I believe it or not, it might be an excuse, it might be a put off, it might be true, it's not to me to judge, I agree with them, and I ask for referrals. It is so natural for anyone when somebody says no to say, hey, listen, I understand, Glenn, that you've lost your job and now may not be the right time for you financially, but I'm glad that you see value in the membership. Do you know any other people right now that you think also really see value in the membership that we might be able to go talk to? And whenever you get back on your feet again, obviously we can revisit that conversation. Yeah. Now, how cool is that? And guess what happens whenever Glenn gives me a few of those referrals and I go visit with those referrals, sometimes even with Glenn, and they decide to sign up in the business or they decide that they're going to purchase a product, guess what happens to Glenn? Maybe I do need to figure out how to get going in this. And now we're friends, now he's watched it work, and you parlay that one to another, whether that's a recruit, whether that's a membership lead, whatever it is, be okay with no and ask for referrals. So basic. Yeah, and the 5 B's, the next thing, be brief, baby, read. It's much more powerful to have a 10, 15-minute presentation, maybe 20. Okay? And tell a couple powerful stories. All right? And give the person time and allow time at the end for obviously the closing process and to drag the membership, which is easy to do again because we as associates know it and we believe it. So it's easy to tell a story at every single title. And have the whole thing run over, and then you don't have time to actually write the application. And again, all this stuff is stuff that we've all done. But if we're rebranding this company, we're going to be out there in the marketplace, and we're going to take this company to $3, $4, $5 billion. Who wants to do that, by the way? We've got to be appropriate when it comes here, and keep our name to again, where people respect it, and we're not doing these things that don't. Okay? Guys, they don't need all the details. The briefing's meant to be brief. Just give them a quick summary is a first exposure. All they need to know is, hey, does this sound like something that I want to hear more about? You're leading them through a process. It's a psychological process that you're taking them through, okay? So number 10, pretty basic. Make sure that you do ask questions. Make sure that you do tell stories. Make sure that you are listening to your prospect. Y'all have all heard this. We all talk about it from the stage. Facts tell, stories sell. Very true. Pick one or two of your favorites. They don't have to be yours. You don't have to have a story. Larry Smith's got a ton of stories that he shares. I use those all the time as I got started in the business. I mean, just pick somebody that you really like their story. And of course, you learn that because you're out into your weekly meetings. You're learning other people's stories. So you can be able to use those. Number 11, don't act like you're the attorney. Love that one. You know, it is very natural whenever somebody's being introduced to the product that they start asking questions about their personal issues. Yes or yes? Yes. Don't have to be the expert. You don't have to. Matter of fact, you don't want to be the expert. You want the product to be the expert. Yes? Because when people use the product, what do? They keep it. They love it. Don't try to be the go-to attorney. When somebody says, oh yeah, you know, well, what about if I have, you know, what if my dog, you know, drugged my neighbor's cat across the yard, and my neighbor's talking about he's going to do this, you know, will this help me? So you know what? That's a perfect example of what you need to use our policy for, because I don't know the answer to that. I'm not the attorney. But you can pick up phone right now and get a complimentary consultation attorney if you feel like this benefit is something that you're going to want to participate with. How about we get started? Now you've
moved over onto the membership and you've got them utilized right away. Absolutely. And these two go together. Pay attention. Pay full attention to your prospects. Because most of this is listening. You know, we've all heard God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, right? And so listening is going to help, you know, listen to what they need, what their lifestyle is like, you know, if they have kids or not, and it'll help you, you know, develop the actual tailor the presentation towards that person and their lifestyle. And this goes to being professional as well. You know, we got to be professional. We have to be professional because once again, they buy us. Our prospects, they buy us. Again, the service is incredible, but when it's at the end of the day, they're buying you. So be professional. You know, wear professional clothes. Put a vintage. Chew up some gum before you walk into the coffee shop, and before you bring the person to free. And Jason, you know that deal that we were talking about, the legal thing earlier, something like that. I don't think. Just give me just a second. I gotta call my wife. She's texting me a few times. But you know, you were just getting. Hold up, bro. Yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Don't we have some milk? What? Yeah. Oh no, I know. I just over to the coffee shop. Yeah. I want to listen to this presentation, but I gotta run and chill, man. Company's been around 40 years. You've been here, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Y'all like this? Yeah. You're talking to your prospect, and you're on your BlackBerry, you got your email going, you know, and they're telling you their story, and you're like, yeah, oh yeah. I'm trying to tell you why I want to buy this membership. You take my money. Oh yeah, you want to sign up. Wow. Were you paying attention to me? What kind of company? Yeah. Please take the thing out of your ear when you're talking to people. Number 14, we always want to get the members to utilize their complimentary consultation. Now, we cannot start going around and telling people this. For some of you folks that are newer in here, you might not have heard this before, but you don't want to go start telling people, hey, you can test this out by calling a law firm right now and see if it works. And if you like it, then we can get you signed up. That's not the purpose of a complimentary consultation. Complimentary consultation is when the member has decided that they are going to get started with the product. Then, if they have an issue, what we want to get them to do is utilize it right away, because that's going to help member retention, which you're going to be hearing about in just a minute. So we want them to utilize it. Pick up their phone and program in their provider law firm phone number right in front of them. Ask them if they have a question right now. If they do, have them utilize it right in front of you sometimes. It's great. I love doing that. They'll call, and then they'll put their phone back down whenever they're done, and while we're finishing our conversation, ring, ring. It's their attorney. How awesome is that? I mean, they'll keep that forever just because they just watched it work. They didn't have to listen to my words.
Absolutely. Once again, get them to use that membership. They're going to stay in the books. Okay, stay in the books, and obviously leave the people with tools. People love things. Leave them with the magazine, okay, the DVD, a brochure. Again, this is so crucial because when people are, just don't sign up for membership or recruit them and give them a pink slip, like the pink slip, like that. What that does is that says, I just got sold, basically. And if you give them something to take home, like, wow, they just a membership, they became a part of something. Okay? And so, folks, here's the deal. We're going to wrap this up with one final skit. Again, relating back to my, how I started by saying, I was a personal trainer, wages versus profits. Folks, look, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is, these activities right here, doing these and not doing the other one, this is going to take us to a multi-billion-dollar company. That's it. And our membership is the bottom line is, look, just believe in the membership, listen, you said earlier, be normal, right? Just be normal. It will sell itself. This isn't a coffee deal. This is life-changing stuff here, this membership. It will sell itself, and the opportunity to compliment the best in the industry. It will sell itself.
Coffee deal, huh? I got something else. Listen, you think that was good? Dude, you're going to be like so stoked when you go home and talk to your wife about this today. Wow. This is the bomb, bro. Dude, this is the next that you're going to have more money than even your wife can spend. You know what I'm saying? Like, this juice thing is about to explode everywhere. It's going to be all over the world. You'll be able to go wherever you want to do. This is the deal. Oh, it's hot, baby.
Is this a new product?
This is from the Incan, maybe even the Mayan temple. They backpack this stuff out. I'm telling you, you're going to be like, bam! Come on, man. That's something. Dude, this, I'm just telling you. Yeah, it's got that kick to it, it's that little something. Yeah, dude, when you take that to your wife today, she's going to be like, this will solve every problem you've ever had. Yeah, man. It's really, guess what? It gets better. Look at a little action there, bro. Watch this, dude. Not only is this the best stuff from a juice standpoint, look at that. Yeah, man. This is the best moisturizer. The best moisturizer you have ever seen. You have to let it sit for a Well, with him, you gotta put on some gloves. Sorry about that. So, you've got like these, so you can have a half a glass, and then you can take the rest of the wine. Okay?
My wife doesn't wear the pants.
For a limited time, it gets even better than that.
No, I can't take it.
This is a
good enough. I'm good.
Three-pronged approach with what we got here, man. You take this stuff with coffee. Oh yeah, sorry. Can you go for that?
Coffee too? No, I'm done. Coffee. I need it.
Dude, talk about your wife. You're really gonna like this because it's got this. And us guys can kind of like got some good stuff. Let's just say it might keep you up a while. That's nice, man.
Yeah.
A little extra touch there. If the pre-K thing didn't work out, you got an actor.
I forgot to bring a towel.
Turn it off, wet here. But guys, we really don't, and we wanted to make a point. So, on that note, you know, I've got a special cloth in here for you that can wipe anything away. Clean that soup. So on that note, guys,
Is that a Team Pinnacle towel? That's what I'm talking about. Team Pinnacle. Here's the deal. I mean, seriously, you know, this membership we have is unbelievable. You know, and all we have to do is share this thing and the opportunity, and it'll change your life. I know you can't take it seriously now. You're talking. So many people, you know, so many people. This company has their lives have totally changed because all they did is share. It didn't get complicated. You know, they just did the right activity. They got in front of people and they shared it. They were normal, right? You know, the Frank Alexander. Okay? You know, I did. My mentor was Brian Brother. They just shared this product. And right now, people need this more than ever right now. You know, I'm not trying to get all political here or anything, but the fact of the matter is, everything's increasing right now. Credit card debt, interest rates, everything's increasing except for your equity in your house, right? You know, people are making less money. They're cutting everything. They're cutting benefits. They're cutting everything. People are losing their jobs left and right. You know, and I'm trying not to get all emotional here, but look, we have something real that people need. You know what's going to happen? When people, when they're out, they're down and out, they're not making the money that they used to make. Well, first of all, they're A, going to need an opportunity. We can provide them with that, right? But B, they're not going to, people aren't going to be able to afford attorneys at all. And what happens when we don't have access to our rights? We don't have any. Now who's in control? Right? Think about it. Middle class is disappearing. Robert Kiyosaki said it. So many others. They called it. We have a mission. We have a mission to change that. Because without this company and what we do, by giving people access to the right and an opportunity, what's going to happen? Things are going to change. Middle class will, disappear.
don't let that just fly by you guys and not absorb that. I mean, we really do have a responsibility. You'll hear that a lot. There's a big difference. You got to get it out of here where you're just hearing it. You got to get it in here. And there'll be nobody that ever passes you by that you won't want to share this with. Speaking of that, we have the privilege to introduce the top 20 people that have utilized that responsibility, the top 20 producers within the entire